So I got up. It's 3 a.m. My son's ankle hurting. Just leaping around the house all day long. I don't even know how my it's actually going to hold up because when you get two boys, 10 and 12, and that's what you do. You just start leaping. And I'm happy that I think this is a normal part of human progress. But I work in the basement all day, and it sounds like meteorites are hitting the house. And naturally, your ankle is going to hurt when you're just flinging yourself into floorboards all day long. But I got up because I've been working on this kind of humorous boy, did Trump screw up thing. This little show, Are You Effing Kidding Me? And it was coming together pretty good. I was going to stick it together today, put it out. But I was like, he doesn't even deserve the humor. He doesn't deserve my taking time to edit together little bits and add music and graphics. He's a bad person. And right now, we are all living in fear because of his mistakes. Now, granted, coronavirus was coming no matter what. But on the same day that South Korea got their first case, so did the United States. And when South Korea went to work testing, about 80,000 tests in the time that we were being lied to, uh, we did nothing. We just had to listen to this guy lie and lie and lie. And he won't stop lying to cover his own ass, which blows my mind that A, he's even president, and B, there's people that support him, upstanding citizens who, by all other measures, are fairly intelligent and dignified and graceful and are riddled with chivalry at a time when there's none and I thought empathy. But now we have a guy who was warned. His former staffers wrote an article in the Wall Street Journal. The intelligence community warned him. The World Health Agency warned him. He'd been warned 2 years ago when he folded the National Security Council's Office on Pandemics, when he got a letter from a senator, a big, long, progressive letter, single space, it might have been too much, saying, "What are you doing?" That's the TLDR, WTF. But they kept cutting, and they kept ignoring. You know, when 9/11 happened, the 9/11 report spread blame clear back to Reagan. That Al Qaeda had been ignored, and it was every president shared. But this is one dude, and he owns it because he won't let anyone else own it. When he should have had experts out there saying things, he was telling people that it was going to disappear like a miracle. He was telling people that it was like the flu. He was telling people the flu didn't kill people, even though his grandfather was killed by the flu. He was telling people that it was a hoax.
This is their new
He was telling
hoax.
people that
We did something
anybody
that's
could
been
get tested. He was sending out Pence, the Surgeon General, telling people they could get tested, and they couldn't, and we can't. There was a woman who wanted to get tested, so she flew back to China because she couldn't get tested here. It's like, should I be in America, this bastion of strength and growth and promise, or should I go back to the country that reprimanded the man who blew the whistle on COVID-19 in the first place and eventually died of it? Should I go back to that creepy joint? She did, and got a test. The whole time, Donald Trump saying stuff like this.
And the tests are all perfect. Like the letter was perfect. The transcription was perfect, right? This was
Selfish,
not as
weak, failed businessman. You should know that a rich kid who was raised to do no wrong, and when he did, which was a lot, he had a team of lawyers to protect him. So he has no idea how to deal with real life, let alone a crisis, and we were warned about this. Former business partners, political advocates, family members were warning us that this was a very bad idea. He says like it is. Says what like it is? His lies, constant lies, 16,000 since he's been president? And we trust him with our lives? Or we did. It's going to get ugly, even uglier. Italy warned us. They were like, don't be like us. And we were like, We won't. We'll be worse because now we have the most cases in all of the world. No, I just he's orange, which is interesting. He's like our terror alert system. He is warning us that he is the most dangerous person to America. And if you don't believe me, then watch the death count and watch his reaction while the fake news media gives him ample time to get in front of us and just say whatever he wants. And every time he does, every time the cameras turn off, then there are these quiet admissions by his own staff and the experts around him, hoping that you listen to them and not him. He had this one chance to be presidential. Any person, a manager at Walgreens, would have loved to have this question asked because it's an opportunity. Let's just watch this.
What do you say the Americans were scared, though? I guess nearly 200 dead, 14,000 who are sick, millions, as you witnessed, who are scared right now. What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Go ahead. I think it's a very nasty question.
I mean, that was his moment. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it for him. Some guy who's not qualified to be president, not even qualified to be a manager at a Wendy's, okay? I will completely admit this. I do not have manager chops. But I'll answer that question for him because that was his moment to be presidential. And he went ahead and pissed all over it like he does. Thank you for the question. Yeah, you know, I think a lot of people find us in unprecedented times. But the one thing that stays the same is that we're Americans. And what's interesting here is that COVID-19 is asking us to take care of ourselves. That's what we have to do because just down the street, there's someone who's compromised. There's someone who's more vulnerable through no fault of their own, whether it be just the aging process or something to do with the respiratory system where this disease could kill them. And we have to protect one another. And you do that by taking care of yourself. That's it. You know, do all the protocol. Listen to the experts. The federal level, we're going to be here to take care of the state and local level. We're going to do what we can to help your employer, and we're going to do what we can to get all of you through this. That's what we're going to do. Unprecedented times call for unprecedented measures, and we're listening right now to find out what it's going to take and looking around the world and finding out what has been done to successfully flatten the curve and make this more manageable. And before I leave tonight, let me just say thank you to all the health professionals, to everyone out there, the first responders, the people volunteering, everyone out there who's putting themselves at risk. Because the last effing thing I'm going to do is ask for people to die for the economy. So a few billionaires can get some Dow Jones points while grandma perishes. And it's not just killing old people anymore. That's the last thing I would do. But it's what our current president has done.